We are now in 2021. I can't believe how quickly the last year flew. Despite everything that was going on last year, I really obviously keep my fingers crossed and hope that this year will bring some more positivity, and hopefully we'll start to be feeling maybe things starting to progress in the right direction. But I thought today that I would provide you with just a short little flow to get you moving and get you feeling good, perhaps nursing any hangovers from last night, but also just as a way just to get the body moving. And perhaps you are wanting to start a new intention for your year and maybe take on something new as your New Year's resolution. So I thought I would just do a short flow that is for all abilities. You can take it as challenging as you wish. Do make sure you have a block or a strap near you if you tend to use anything like that for support. Maybe you've got an alternative item to use instead. But otherwise, come to your mat and we're going to start in child's pose. We're going to be resting our glutes back onto our heels. You can place a block or a rolled up blanket underneath your glutes for a bit of extra support if you find this a difficult pose to begin with. And we're going to start also with our knees wide, so take your knees as wide as your mat. Allow the arms to stretch out in front of you and soften the chest and the heart down towards the earth. Begin to slowly take deep breaths in and just begin to relax. So resting here in your child's pose, taking in deep breaths, relaxing the mind, keeping the knees as wide as the mat, allowing the big toes to touch, softening down, and just begin to feel yourself center on your mat, being present in the moment. And also just becoming aware of any sounds that are around you. Perhaps you're listening to music. Notice how the body is feeling and begin to move the hands over to the right hand side, taking a little stretch down the side of the torso. Begin moving your hands across your mat to the left hand side. And then slowly start to peel up onto your hands and knees, bringing your knees underneath the hips, just shifting the weight forward slightly and lowering down into your cobra. Drawing the shoulder blades back, relaxing the shoulders. Begin to tuck the toes under and exhale, push the glutes back, extending into your downward facing dog. Soften the knees and slowly lengthen through the back of the legs. And begin to ripple the body forwards, dropping the hips down into your upward facing dog or a cobra position by keeping the hips and the legs on the floor. Softly lower the chest down to your mat. Place the hands now wider than your mat, coming up onto the fingertips. Deep breath in as you lift up the chest, arriving back into your cobra. Exhale, lower yourself back down. Inhale, lifting all the way back up. Deep breath in. And exhale, slowly lower back down. We lift back up again. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Place the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Send the hips all the way back towards the sky as you come into downward facing dog. Drop back down to the knees and then step your right foot in between the hands. Anjaneyasana, our low lunge. Inhale, lift both arms up towards the sky, palms facing each other. And then bring the hands through to heart center. Interlace the fingers and exhale, stretch the arms forwards, turning the palms away from you. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, release. Taking the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, and again drawing those shoulder blades back and down. Begin to tuck the back toes under and inhale, swoop the arms forwards, push through the front leg, arriving into your high lunge, and exhale into your warrior two. Gazing towards that right arm, we start to bring it down towards the right thigh and inhale, stretch up with the left arm, coming into your side angle. Arriving back into your warrior two, reach forwards, turn the palm, exhale, reverse all the way back. Arriving back into your warrior two, straighten the front leg, heel toe the feet in slightly, stretching up. Exhale, reach forwards, hovering for a moment here at 90 degrees, and then softly lower down towards the earth. You can shift the weight from side to side as you're in your wide forward fold. Lengthening through the back of the legs, walk the hands round to the right foot, turn on your toes, and then we plant the left hand on the inside of the foot and lift the right arm up. Bring the right hand down to frame the foot. Exhale, push the glutes back, extend your right leg, gazing towards the foot. Arriving back into your Anjaneyasana, we then start to swoop up as we bring ourselves into our warrior two. Straighten the front leg again, reaching forwards, checking the alignment of the feet as you then extend into your Trikonasana triangle pose. If you tend to lock your knee out, your right knee especially, keep a slight micro bend there, gazing up towards the hand. Release back into warrior two, turn the palm and breathe out, reversing back. Cartwheel the arms all the way over, framing that right foot, and then bring your right foot all the way back to join your left, push back to child's pose. Take a moment here to rest for as long as you need. Feel free to press pause at any moment. Arriving back into tabletop, step your left foot forwards, making sure knee is over ankle. Inhale, lift the arms up, keeping the spine nice and long. Bring the hands through to heart center. Interlace the fingers. Exhale, push the hands away from you. Drop the chin down towards the chest. Stretch through the palms. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up above the head. Exhale, release the arms round behind you and interlace the fingers. Trying to maintain your balance, gazing forwards. And then begin to tuck the back toes under, release the hands, swing the arms all the way up and push through that front foot, arriving in your crescent lunge, your high lunge. Open out into your warrior two, checking the alignment of the feet. Heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. Reaching forwards and coming into side angle. Lengthening up with the right arm, gazing up towards the sky. Feeling a stretch down the side of the torso. Bring the arms back to shoulder height into warrior two. And exhale, reverse your warrior. And then coming back into your warrior two, straighten the front leg. Heel toe the feet in. This time bring the hands through to heart center. We're coming into goddess pose. So bending your knees, keeping the spine nice and long. If you go rounding through the shoulders, lift up through the hips a bit more. We then stretch all the way up. We turn to face the front of our mat. Bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Keep the right hand on the inside of the left leg and peel up with the left arm. Little twist here. We bring the left hand down, gazing forwards. And then push through the front foot, coming into your warrior two, double checking the alignment of the feet. Straightening both legs, hinging forwards as we come into our Trikonasana. Lengthening the torso. Bend your left knee, reach forwards and breathe out, reverse back. You can take your right arm around behind you if you wish. Cartwheel the arms all the way over, arriving into your Anjaneyasana. This time you're just going to step your right foot in to join your left, arriving in Uttanasana. Grabbing hold of the elbows, swinging from side to side. Soften the knees, activate the thighs, push through the earth, lift the arms up, rolling up into Tadasana, and you can bring the hands to heart center. We start to lift the arms up again. Exhale, swing the arms down, Utkatasana chair pose. Keeping that spine nice and long, chest is lifted. Make sure you can see your toes, knees are in line. Bring the hands towards the heart center, and then you're going to take your right arm across to your left thigh, gazing towards your left shoulder. Come back to center, deep breath in, and exhale, twist the opposite way. Just double check the alignment of the knees and the feet, and then you're going to step your left foot back. You have an option to come back to the center first if you wanted to. And then arriving back into crescent lunge, lifting the arms up, lengthening both legs, keeping the legs straight, hinge forwards from the hips, coming into pyramid pose. Back foot is 45 degrees, front foot is facing the front of the mat. You can place the hands on a block if you want to. Start to bring the weight forwards into that right leg. Really engage the core as you lengthen up and push through that right leg to arrive into Warrior 3. Arms can fly behind you. You can bring them to heart center, or you can extend them forwards. And then we start to hinge forwards, keeping hold of that left leg. Interlace the fingers around the shin, standing nice and tall. Trying not to put it on the floor if we can, but don't worry if you do. Release your left hand to the back of the mat, gazing towards that hand. And then bringing that left hand back round. Extend all the way back into your Warrior 1. You can take your time. And then open out to Warrior 2. We're then going to turn all the way to face the back of the mat now, coming into our Warrior 1. And then bringing the hands down to frame the left foot. Slowly step your right foot in. Take a moment here in your Uttanasana forward fold. And then begin to swing the arms forwards, arriving back into your Utkatasana chair pose. Making sure your knees are in line, you can see your toes, hands come to heart center, chest is lifted. Crossing your left arm over to your right thigh, press into the hands, looking at the right shoulder. Inhale, lift up to center, exhale, twisting the other way. We're then going to start to step our right foot back. Again, you can come back to center and take your time. So coming into our crescent lunge, as you lift the arms up, extend the torso, drop the back heel, hinge forwards from the hips, keeping both legs straight, arriving in pyramid pose. You can place hands either on a block as well if you want to. Shift the weight forwards. Lift the back leg, activate through that left thigh, finding your balance as you slowly make your way up to your Warrior 3. You might find one side easier than the other. This side for me today is extremely wobbly. And then place your right foot back down. Inhale, lift the arms up, Warrior 1. We then turn now to face the side of the mat, coming into our Warrior 2. Straighten the front leg, reaching forwards from the hips and tilting into your Trikonasana. You can gaze down towards the foot, or you can gaze up towards the hand. Bend the front knee, arrive back into your Warrior 2. Straighten the front leg and the back leg and come into Trikonasana on the other side. And then bring the hands down to frame the right foot, and then walk the foot across your body and sit onto your right side. We're going to come into our pigeon pose. So make sure that the hips are in line and that you softly lower yourself down. You can rest here on a block, a bolster, a cushion, whatever it is that you fancy, and make it feel more comfortable for you. If you can, lower yourself all the way down onto your mat. Feeling this into the hips and into the glutes. We slowly make our way up and we sit back onto our right side, bringing the left leg all the way round. We're going to keep the left knee bent, just cross the foot over the right thigh, lift the arms up and then cross your right arm over to your left thigh. Gaze towards the back of your mat, coming into a little twist. And then we lift the arms all the way back up again. And unhook the legs, coming to sit into our pigeon pose on the other side. So softly lowering ourselves down, using a block or a bolster, making sure those hips are in line, releasing any tension. This is a great stretch for anyone who may have been sat down for a long period of time over the Christmas period that we've just been in. Perhaps you need to release some tension from lots of dancing from last night. Let's slowly come up onto our hands. Sit onto your left side. Bring your right leg all the way over to cross your left leg. Extend your arms up. Deep breath in and exhale. Twist the other way. Gazing towards the right shoulder. And then slowly release, lifting the arms all the way up and lower down. Untuck the legs, arriving into your Anjaneyasana. Right foot is forwards. We walk our hands round to the side of the mat, coming into our wide forward fold. It's within your practice to lower the forehead down to the mat. You can do that as well. And then walk the hands all the way round to the left foot, framing the foot. And then coming into our half split. And like we did earlier, activating through that leg, keeping that right leg lifting up. Interlace the fingers around the shin. Taking now your right hand towards the back of the mat. And then bringing the hand around the shin. We're going to take hold of our big toe with our peace fingers and find your balance as you start to take the leg out to the side. You can keep a slight micro bend in the knee if you want to, or you can fully extend. Arriving back to center and slowly placing the foot back down. Release into your Uttanasana, forward fold. Step now your right foot all the way back. Walk round to the side of your mat into your wide forward fold as we transition round so that our right foot is forwards. We then lift up, keeping that left leg lifted, interlace the fingers around the shin. We'll do this again like we did earlier, taking your left hand all the way back and coming back to center, taking hold of your big toe with your two peace fingers, raise hand to foot pose. Option to extend the leg out to the side if you want to. Again, remembering you can keep a slight bend in the knee. Bring the foot back in and slowly place back down to the mat, softening down towards the earth into our Uttanasana. Bend the knees and come and sit down now on your mat. So coming into Baddha Konasana, our butterfly pose, soles of the feet touching. Just keeping that chest lifted and then hinge forwards from the hips. Perhaps there'll be a slight little round through the spine here. But if you're struggling to lower a little bit down, you can rest your arms on a block or a bolster. And then slowly come up, bringing the knees in. And then lower yourself down to the mat, hugging the knees in towards the chest, rocking from side to side. Cactus the arms, let your knees drop over to the left hand side, gaze towards the right. You have the option to extend your left leg if you want to. As you're coming into your spinal twist. And then come back to center, hugging the knees in, cactusing the arms, and then taking them over to the right hand side. You can gaze to the left or up towards the sky, extending that right leg to allow the left knee to drop a bit closer to the earth. And then bringing the knees in towards the chest, releasing any tension through the spine, and arriving in Supta Baddha Konasana, our reclined butterfly pose, allowing the knees to drop out to the side as you bring the soles of the feet together. Resting here for as long as or as little as you need. Feeling the weight of the body get heavier as you feel a little bit more grounded into the earth. You can extend the legs at any point and just start to relax. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you have a lovely start to your new year and have welcomed 2021 in the best possible way despite current circumstances. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Namaste.